He's honest. I liked it. I respect it. The one thing I liked what he said was learn from consequence, and we're talking about a team who in the last game conceded a goal from a set piece. So I think that's what he's disappointed with more so than anything. We've worked tirelessly, we've talked about it. He's clear that he's not digging any players out. Again, what I respect. And I think that's his annoyance more than anything. He knows in open play his team's competitive. He knows in open play they've got the tools, they've got the qualities. And you can see he trusts his players. The one area which he's very annoyed about, it's clear in his interviews, is that got to improve on set pieces, guys. I can only say so much, but you've got to execute on the pitch. And then, lastly, the red card. It's just like, come on, bro.
We'll come to those specific moments in a minute. But, Patrick, this is an interesting one. And I'm sure you're sort of keeping a close eye on Liam Resenoir as a young English manager trying to find his way at a very big club in Chelsea. And you bring a different context to most because he followed you at Strasbourg.
Yeah.
So you've
where he did a really good job.
So you've pretty kept a close eye on what he's doing. And what do you make of it so far?
Yeah, I think he really built himself in Strasbourg, where it wasn't an easy job for him. But I think he managed to take the team to European competition by playing a really good football, really aggressive. Of course, Chelsea is not Strasbourg. The pressure, it's in a different level. I think looking at the games that Chelsea play today, you can see that it is a well-organized team. Players on the field have a really clear idea about their responsibility. They play quite a really good game of football against Arsenal. I've seen him really emotional, frustrated by the 2 goals that they concede. But I think is about how he will manage those kind of situations. I've seen him a little bit, I don't know if it's nervousness or if it's frustration. He's really upset about individual players like he mentioned. That is something that he will have, I think, to control, to manage, to protect himself a little bit more.
Why?
Because I think overall Chelsea can be really disappointed about the games they play. I think tactically they were quite well organized, and of course they conceded those 2 goals on the set pieces. But this is something that, against the best team in the league, on that kind of situation, this is something I think to deal with in a dressing room. I will say it's about controlling.
What can be the problem, Patrick, if you say too much in those interviews? What can be the problem for you as a young manager?
I think as a player you will want to deal in this kind of situation front to front and face to face with the manager, I will say it. I think in this interview, with the respect that I have for him, I've seen him a little bit too emotions on the situation. And the emotion is the frustration, playing that well, but not taking anything from the game. And it will be important to control or to manage this kind of situation. And I always say that for the young manager is always controlling your emotions.
Detailed, engaging exploration of Patrick Vieira and Daniel Sturridge's reactions to Chelsea's red card record, the implications of those disciplinary issues, and the broader context surrounding Chelsea's season. Chelsea's red card riddle, a season of disciplinary drama. The Premier League is known for its electrifying matches, fierce rivalries, and the roller coaster of emotions that fans experience throughout a season. However, this season has taken a unique turn for Chelsea as they find themselves at the center of a disciplinary narrative few would have anticipated. With 7 players now sent off, the Blues' red card record has become a hot topic of discussion, especially after Pedro Neto's double yellow card in a tight contest against Arsenal. The context of Chelsea's disciplinary woes. The 2023-2024 Premier League season has been one of highs and lows for Chelsea. After a promising start, injuries, form dips, and now a concerning discipline record have plagued the team. The red card count has almost overshadowed their on-field performances, leading to friction between the players, management, and fans. Chelsea's players' inability to maintain composure under pressure has resulted in an unprecedented number of dismissals. With each red card, the team's momentum has suffered, leading to frustrations not only for supporters, but also for former players and pundits. The impact of Pedro Neto's red card. Pedro Neto's recent sending-off against Arsenal was a pivotal moment in Chelsea's campaign. The forward, known for his agility and creativity, found himself in an unfortunate situation when he received 2 yellow cards in quick succession. The first was for a relatively harmless challenge, while the second came from a tactical foul aimed at disrupting Arsenal's counterattack. But this sending off was more than just an isolated incident. It served as a microcosm of the issues that have plagued Chelsea this season. It encapsulates a growing trend where players have struggled to remain disciplined during critical matches. This defeat against Arsenal was heartbreaking, not just because of the loss, but also the unfulfilled potential. With the team's numerical disadvantage, Chelsea struggled to sustain their attacking threat, ultimately leading to their downfall. Patrick Vieira's perspective. As a seasoned professional and tactician, Patrick Vieira's analysis of Chelsea's disciplinary record is insightful. Known for his commanding presence on the field as a player, Vieira has transitioned smoothly into management, developing a keen eye for tactical and psychological nuances. The tactical implications. In his recent comments, Vieira highlighted how a team's discipline directly affects tactical setups. When you're consistently playing with 10 men, it's almost impossible to maintain a game plan, he said. The entire structure of the team falls apart when key players are not available due to red cards. This observation strikes at the heart of Chelsea's struggles. The lack of a full squad forces managers to continuously adapt their tactics, which detracts from developing an integrated playing style. Vieira emphasized how vital it is for teams to have their best players on the pitch to execute a coherent strategy, especially in a league as competitive as the Premier League. The psychological factor. Furthermore, Vieira spoke to the psychological weight these red cards impose on the squad. Every player battles within themselves, he elaborated. After receiving a red card, the pressure to perform well increases, leading to more anxiety and in turn more reckless behaviors on the pitch. This cyclical nature of performance anxiety and disciplinary issues can create an environment where players are hesitant and mistakes become amplified. Vieira's input reminds fans that while the statistics may seem straightforward, the underlying psychological factors must be addressed to find a solution. Daniel Sturridge's take. Daniel Sturridge, a former Chelsea star, provided a fresh perspective based on his experiences both in the Premier League and internationally. Sturridge, known for his exuberance and skill, articulated his concerns over Chelsea's current trajectory. Unity and leadership. Sturridge emphasized the need for strong leadership within the squad during turbulent times. It's essential for experienced players to step up and guide the younger ones, he stated. Leadership on the pitch doesn't just come from the captain, it's about collective responsibility. This call for unity resonates deeply, especially for Chelsea, whose squad is brimming with young talent. The presence of mature veterans often makes the difference in critical circumstances. A lack of leadership can lead to individual decisions that deviate from the team's ethos and objectives. Moreover, Sturridge pointed to a potential disconnect between the players and management. When a team faces issues like red cards and injuries, it's crucial to foster open communication. Sturridge believes that the current Chelsea setup needs to amplify this aspect to mitigate further complications. The bigger picture. Sturridge also reminded fans and pundits alike to consider the broader implications of the red card issue. Every team goes through rough patches, he noted. The focus shouldn't just be on bans and deficiencies, it should also be on coaches and strategies that promote discipline. His remarks serve as a reminder that while players need to take accountability for their actions, managerial approaches in club culture play an equally critical role in nurturing discipline and respect for the game. Consequences of frequent red cards. The ramifications of Chelsea's frequent dismissals extend beyond just on-field performance. Fans' frustration. As the red card tally continues to climb, the patience of Chelsea's fan base has been tested. Supporters often find themselves at the receiving end of a roller coaster of emotions, feeling disappointed as they watch their team's composure slip away. Such circumstances lead to increasing dissatisfaction and disillusionment. Fans expect a certain level of professionalism and discipline from their players, making the recent events disheartening. Management scrutiny. Additionally, the management's role in all of this cannot be ignored. The coaching staff must assess whether disciplinary issues stem from player mentality, tactical choices, or perhaps outside influences. Vieira's and Sturridge's insights provide a springboard for constructive examination of Chelsea's operational practices. Fans are watching closely, and pressure mounts as criticisms arise regarding tactics that fail to curb dissent. Historical comparisons in the Premier League. Reflecting on Chelsea's disciplinary issues, it is intriguing to compare them to historical trends within the league. Throughout its rich history, there have been teams that struggled similarly. Notable cases. Teams like Southampton in the late 90s and Sunderland in the 2010s suffered from alarming red card records. Their plights serve as cautionary tales about how quickly things can spiral out of control when discipline is lacking. Examining these cases offers valuable lessons for Chelsea, understanding that proactive measures are essential to arrest negative trends. Developing a culture of discipline. As Chelsea embarks on the challenge of reversing their current trajectory, instilling a culture of discipline should rise to the forefront as a key strategy. Players must be educated on the rules and expectations, emphasizing the importance of remaining composed even in high-stakes scenarios. Recommendations for Chelsea. To navigate this challenging phase, Chelsea must adopt a multi-pronged approach to address the issues stemming from their red card record. Enhanced training regimen. Implementing a training regimen focused on situational awareness and decision-making could help players make better choices during games. Special emphasis on maintaining composure under pressure can serve as a necessary foundation. Leadership development programs. Investing in programs aimed at developing leadership skills among players can create stronger on-field communication and camaraderie. Encouraging players to take responsibility for each other can foster a more unified team dynamic. Open dialogue with fans. Management should foster open communication with supporters, addressing their concerns regarding discipline and performance.
Engaging the fan base will help rebuild trust, reassuring them that the club is taking necessary steps to rectify the situation. Mental health support. The psychological toll of errors, pressure, and scrutiny must be acknowledged. Providing mental health resources and support can aid players in dealing with the stressors of elite-level competition, ultimately leading to improved performance and discipline. As Chelsea navigates the turbulence of their disciplinary issues, the reactions of Patrick Vieira and Daniel Sturridge underline the importance of examining both the tactical and psychological elements involved. Navigating through this difficult terrain requires collaboration, communication, and commitment from all levels within the club. The season may be challenging, but with concerted efforts towards change, Chelsea has the opportunity to redefine its narrative and come back stronger. Ultimately, it's about building a cohesive culture that prioritizes discipline and respect for the game, values that will resonate through the storied halls of Stamford Bridge. This narrative about Chelsea's red card dilemmas captures the multifaceted nature of the problem, integrating insights from prominent figures like Vieira and Sturridge, and steering towards actionable strategies for improvement.
Chelsea's red card conundrum, a season of disciplinary woes. In the world of football, discipline is as critical to success as skill, strategy, and teamwork. In the current Premier League season, no team exemplifies this struggle more than Chelsea Football Club. With a staggering 7 red cards handed out to 7 different players, discussions surrounding discipline have become a hot topic amongst fans, analysts, and most notably, former players. Recently, football pundits Patrick Vieira and Danny Strugnell weighed in on Chelsea's red card predicament, providing their unique insights into a troubling trend that's not only affecting the team's performance, but also raising questions about management, player behavior, and the overall culture within the club. The red card reality. Chelsea's 7 red cards stand as a stark reminder of the fine line between aggression and recklessness that defines football today. While the Premier League is known for its high-paced action and fierce physicality, Chelsea seems to engage in a different contest, one where the club's discipline has come under scrutiny. This season, the Blues have seen their players make headlines for all the wrong reasons, with red cards disrupting rhythm, costing points, and affecting the morale of the squad. What do the numbers say? The statistics speak volumes. Having picked up a red card in a staggering 32% of their games to date, Chelsea holds the dubious distinction of being the most carded team in the Premier League. Analyzing these statistics reveals a deeper dilemma. This isn't just about individual players losing their cool. Rather, it paints a picture of a team struggling to find its identity. The players involved. This season, 7 different players have been shown the red card, which adds a layer of complexity to the narrative. Rather than a pattern of indiscipline stemming from just 1 or 2 key figures, the problem appears to be systemic. Players from various positions and backgrounds have found themselves in hot water, raising questions about the club's training methods, psychological preparedness, and the environment fostered by the coaching staff. The tricky midfielders. Midfielders, often the engines of any team, have been particularly noteworthy among the offenders. While defensive aggression may be more understandable, the frequency of red cards from these positions indicates a broader issue with discipline and decision-making under pressure. Defenders' dilemmas. The defensive line, tasked with safeguarding their territory, has also found itself in trouble. Mistimed tackles and reckless challenges have not only resulted in expulsions, but have also left the team vulnerable at the back. Goalkeepers and attacking threats. Surprisingly, even players in less physical roles such as goalkeepers and attacking players have been implicated, suggesting that the red card issue is not confined to one area of the pitch. Expert opinions. Vieira and Strugnell speak out. In the wake of Chelsea's troubles, pundits Patrick Vieira and Danny Strugnell have provided invaluable context. Each brings their unique perspective. Vieira, a former midfielder and captain, understands the psychological dynamics of the game, while Strugnell, a seasoned analyst, looks at tactical aspects. Patrick Vieira's perspective. As a former player who has donned the captain's armband for clubs like Arsenal and the French national team, Vieira's voice carries weight. He pointed out, discipline is fundamental to any successful team. When you have multiple players receiving red cards, it indicates that discipline isn't just a matter of tactics, but also of character and mentality. Vieira emphasized that extensive training not only in technical skills, but also in mental resilience is crucial. He argued that under pressure, players must learn to manage their aggression and leverage their physicality without crossing the line. Danny Strugnell's tactical analysis. In contrast, Danny Strugnell approached the issue from a more tactical viewpoint. He stressed the importance of understanding when to engage physically and when to hold back. Strugnell argued that coaching staff have a significant role in educating players about these nuances. Understanding the game's tempo and the referee style can prevent unnecessary fouls and ultimately red cards. Strugnell suggested that inconsistent officiating might also contribute to the confusion players face during matches. He believes that players need to adapt to varying interpretations of the rules during games, which adds to the complexities of maintaining discipline. The influence of management. While players certainly bear the brunt of responsibility, one cannot overlook the role of management in fostering an environment conducive to discipline. Under the stewardship of the current coaching staff, questions have arisen regarding the effectiveness of their methods. Training regimens.
There needs to be a heightened focus on integrating discipline into training. Incorporating drills that emphasize decision-making in high-pressure situations can better equip players to handle the dynamics of Premier League football. Discussions of incidents leading to players being sent off should also be utilized as teaching moments, rather than as punitive measures. Culture and leadership. The club's culture plays a vital role in shaping player behavior. Managers must cultivate an ethos of responsibility and self-control. Leaders, both on and off the pitch, should embody these values, establishing a collective commitment to discipline. A pundit's take on management. Patrick Vieira added, "His stance on discipline will shape the club's ethos. If you have a clear message and instill that belief across all levels, players will adopt this mentality." The role of leadership on the pitch. Leaders, like the captain, must proactively manage emotions and maintain focus during matches. A calm and collective captain can serve as an anchor for the team, providing a sense of stability amidst high-pressure scenarios, particularly when tempers flare. External factors at play. While the focus tends to be on individual player behavior, external factors often play a critical role in driving disciplinary actions. The sheer intensity of Premier League encounters escalates emotions and raises stakes, leading to mistakes that can have lasting implications. The psychological toll. The psychological pressure that players face weekly can contribute to lapses in judgment. Facing top-tier competition, the drive to perform can lead players to take risks, sometimes resulting in reckless challenges that cost them dearly. Refereeing standards and inconsistencies. The importance of consistent officiating cannot be overstated. Recent debates surrounding referee decisions suggest that the interpretation of fouls can differ significantly from one official to another. This inconsistency adds to the challenge players face in adapting their playstyle while trying to adhere to disciplinary standards. Looking ahead, a call for change. As the season progresses, Chelsea stands at a crossroads. Will the club continue down this red card-laden path, or can they rectify their trajectory? Addressing the underlying issues is crucial for long-term success. Reassessing team strategy. One clear path forward is reassessing tactical approaches that prioritize discipline without sacrificing aggression. Adopting a playing style that emphasizes positional awareness and controlled aggression can limit the need for desperate tackles and fouls. Focus on mental conditioning. Additionally, mental conditioning should become an essential component of training regimens. Utilizing sports psychologists to help players manage pressure, aggression, and decision-making can foster a more disciplined environment. Involving players in discussions. Finally, inviting players to participate in discussions around discipline can create a more inclusive dialogue about behavior standards. Engaging with players on this topic may yield insights and collective buy-in to better align with the club's discipline goals. The saga of Chelsea's red cards serves as a cautionary tale for clubs navigating the fine lines of aggression and discipline in football. With Patrick Vieira and Danny Strugnell shedding light on different aspects of the issue, the broader implications extend beyond just Chelsea. Across the league, teams must take heed. Sharp discipline can mean the difference between triumph and defeat. As the future unfolds, Chelsea faces a pivotal moment. By addressing the issues head-on, prioritizing not just player skills but also mental fortitude and discipline, the club can rewrite its narrative. Ultimately, football is a team sport defined not just by the players on the pitch, but by the culture and philosophies that bind them together. Chelsea must strive to become a model of discipline, turning their current predicament into a stepping stone towards greater achievements in the beautiful game.